G'day guys, welcome in. It's Ant from Gaming Antics and we're here for another games haul. Now this week we're a little bit light on, but there is some reasons for that we'll get into in just a second. But I hope you've had a fantastic week and yeah, I'm excited to have a bit of a chat about gaming and look at what we bought this week. So to start off with, the first thing we bought is why we're a little bit light on this week. So I've been setting myself a budget of around about $30. I don't want to go too overboard early, but one of the things I did want to do is get a little bit more funds into the games fund. Like I said, budget $30. Wanted to go a little bit extra and get some of those higher priced ones. So this week I scoured Facebook Marketplace and I came across this. We have got a Xbox 360, I think they're called arcade version. I believe that's this one with the little button at the front. Where is it? There. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might be the Elite version. I'm not 100% sure. But I picked this up for $40. It's all working. I do need to give the controller a little bit of a clean because it's a little bit messy. But what I'm going to be doing with that is popping it up on Marketplace for about 110 with a nice stack of games that I've got from bulk buys. So one thing that I did do early, which you guys have seen in previous episode with the disc wallet, is I was bulk buying video games as well, which meant I could get a lot for cheap. But with that, I get a lot of multiples. So I'm going to pop that on Facebook Marketplace, try and get 110 with like maybe 6 or 7 games on it as well. And that will bump up the games fund to, well, $110, which would be extremely nice because there are some higher budget games that I do want to buy. I just can't justify that at the moment. But yeah, so like I said, a little bit light on. We do have an extra Xbox, which makes like 5 now. I think 1, 2, 3, no, 4. That's 4. Oh no, that'd be 5. Yeah, that'd be 5. So I may have a problem, but that's all right. We've also got multiples of other consoles. Maybe that's a good idea for a video. What consoles do I have? I don't know whether you guys have seen that just yet. So let me know in the comments if you want to see what consoles I do have and what games we've got on each of those consoles. Now for our first game up, we've got Battlefield 4. So Battlefield 4, I have actually played this one. I did enjoy the earlier Battlefields. Battlefield 4, I didn't enjoy as much. I don't know whether that was just because of when I was playing it or what. I think I'd just come out of Call of Duty games and it's completely different. But I don't think I've finished this. I don't believe I finished this. So I definitely want to give the Battlefield franchise another shot because I do remember enjoying the earlier ones. I did enjoy Battlefield 3 a lot. Now, for the second one, this is another game that I haven't heard of before, made by Sierra. Made by Sierra? I assume so. But it is called, what's it called? Time Shift. Time Shift. So each of these I picked up for $6 at Cashies once again. I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace, but there's not many games on there at the moment. So, or people are like asking for far too much. I seen someone asking Assassin's Creed 1, which goes for about $5 to $6. I seen someone asking $30 for it. I was like, good luck. So Time Shift. I don't know much about this one. Dr. Aidan Crone has made a time jump across the space-time continuum, a reckless act with frightening consequences. Now a disturbing alternate reality has evolved within the bleak and rain-soaked Alpha District. Armed with the experimental beta suit, you alone are able to slow, stop, and reverse the flow of time. Only with this ability can you lead the uprising to victory and put an end to Crone's madness. So cool concept, not just a standard shooter. Very similar, I'd say, similar mechanics to Control, if you've played that on, man, what's that even on? What did I play that on? I don't even remember now. But Control's a really cool game as well. Similar mechanics to that. It looks all right. Harness time is the ultimate weapon. Slow, stop, and reverse the flow of time to destroy your enemies. Unleash a powerful arsenal of weapons and vehicles in 24 combat missions. So it looks like it's a decent size game. Online multiplayer, which I don't think anyone's going to be playing at the moment. But yeah, Time Shift and Battlefield. So 2 games today. Not much. I mean, we usually do 4. So 4, which means we're only 1 down. But 4? No, wait. We usually do 3. We usually do 3 games. So we're only 1 down. But nonetheless, we can still add them to the collection down there, and yeah, so hopefully give them a shot sometime soon. So let's add these to the bookshelf, and we'll have a bit of a chat. Okay, so Time Shift is after the Force Unleashed, I believe. Yep. And then we got Battlefield, which is of course going to be right at the start. So we're going to have to move a fair few across for this. Do I have any of the other Battlefields? Battlefield. Bioshock. Battlefield. I do have Battlefield 3. I don't have Battlefield 2. Battlefield 2, Modern Combat. Sounds like Modern Warfare. Battlefield 4 after Battlefield 3. Lighting's being a bit weird. So those ones are in. I don't know what that takes our grand total up to because of the whole disc situation. I can't really remember, but I'm going to start looking to replace those covers as well. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. I might have to print out and buy some bulk Xbox cases. If you can do that. I think I've mentioned that before, but we'll see what happens. Now, one thing I did want to talk about this week was gun games on the Xbox 360 and PS3, that 2000s era, at least anyway. I know there's a little bit of overlap with some of the consoles. In the 2000s, there were a lot of games that were starting out, or franchises that were starting out. Powerhouse franchises, things like Assassin's Creed, Halo, Mass Effect, Borderlands. They're the only ones I can think of at the moment. I'm still a fan of the Nintendo and the PlayStation, but a genre that spans across most of these is the FPS genre, or the action gun game genre, because I want to include Gears of War into this, but it's not FPS from what I remember. And in the 2000s, the gun games or FPSs really killed it. You had games like Call of Duty, that franchise went off, Battlefield, Halo, Far Cry, Deus Ex, Gears of War, Quake. There's so many gun games coming out from that era, and they are amazing. They're fantastic. They're genre building, franchise building games. One of the first games I played on the 360 was actually Call of Duty 2. Now, at the time, I was at my cousin's house and he didn't have a hard drive, so we would play the first half of that game a lot, and we never saved. So we'd get up to a certain point. I'd go home. The next time I come, we start the game again. So I've played through the start of that a bunch of times. I don't know how many times I've actually finished it, to be completely honest. But we played the heck out of the first half, and we loved it. But this game and Halo 3, which was another game we played, was pretty much the reason why I went home and begged for an Xbox 360 for Christmas, which thankfully enough, Mum and Dad actually did get me. But these days, FPS games feel a lot more multiplayer focused, where things like Halo 3 and Call of Duty 2, they had a very big emphasis on the story. And like I said, these days, a lot of gun games come out and the emphasis is on that multiplayer, battle pass, skins, stuff like that. There's a big emphasis on that. And I think we've lost a lot of what gun games used to feel like, right? One of my favorite games on the 360 is Call of Duty World at War. The story was intense, focused around based on the Second World War. It had a good mixture of gameplay and story elements that really meshed well. As a teenager, the starting mission for the Russian side, I believe it's called Vendetta, you're lying in this fountain, there's soldiers coming around you, and it's a really intense moment. You get up and you go through that level, sneaking through, trying not to be seen. It's, like I said, intense is the word for it. Intense, really driven, makes you want to progress through. I loved it. I played that game so many times. I wouldn't even be able to tell you how many times I've played that. And each time I'm just as enthralled as the first time I played it. I love that game. Well, I probably am due for a replay. So maybe that's something that's on the list for this year. Anyway, FPS games back in that period, focused more on the gameplay and the story together as a intermeshed unit, which I really love, and I just don't think I don't think they do that anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't played one of the new ones, but I know my uncle's really into it, and every time he buys a new game, he's like, "Aunt, I'm gonna get a refund for this because there's not enough story, or there's no story at all." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I'm sorry, dude. There's not much I can do about that." And he always complains about the online multiplayer. He's like, "There's some teenager gets home from school and plays all afternoon, and I get on for an hour and they just wreck me." I'm like, yeah, that's the way. So get good. But I do enjoy online multiplayer. I played a lot of Overwatch. I played a lot of Destiny. I did play a lot of the Call of Duty multiplayer as well back in the day. But you know, these days, if I'm paying $80 for a game, I want a game with a good story as well. That's just how I feel personally. Some of the FPS on the 360 or gun games in general, I'm yet to play. So like Gears of War, I haven't even played that franchise at all. Time Shift, what we got today, I haven't played that one. Jericho, another one that we got the other week. And so I'm really looking forward to playing these games, exploring through them, maybe finding another hidden gem that I didn't know about. Another big one that I do want to play is Dead Space. The first Dead Space. I've played 2 and 3. Played 3 with a mate and then went back to play 2. So I do need to play the first one. I do believe there is a intense scene in it with something to do with an eyeball that I really need to play. So I do want to pick that up as well. But on that, for the question of the week this week, what is your favorite FPS or gun game from that 2000s period or that Xbox 360 era? It doesn't have to be on the 360. It can be from other consoles. But let me know in the comments. Mine, like I said, would probably be World at War. I really, really, really enjoyed that game. And potentially Halo 3 comes pretty close to that as well. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Now, next week, there won't be a haul video as I am going to be away on holidays. I'm going to Adelaide to catch up with a good friend of mine, Nicktaculas, who you may or may not know. If you haven't, please go and check him out. He does some incredible stuff on Twitch, and he's got a tech channel if you're into tech stuff as well. But you're going to go and catch up with him. So hopefully there might be cool content coming out of that as well that I'll upload here. If we do anything gaming-wise, I'll definitely film it and we'll pop it up. Otherwise, I might even organize something with him. We'll see what happens. But I'll be popping up another video anyway. It's probably going to be like a gameplay video or something. Maybe I don't know. I haven't really planned it out yet, but I'm going to be doing that today, figuring that out, seeing if we can get something out for next week as well. So in saying that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming along with these haul videos. Like I said, I hope to be ramping it up very soon. That's what the Xbox 360 today is for. I want to do more deals like this, potentially showing you guys what I do when it comes to that sort of stuff. Because I do, it's not just buying the console and then shipping it off. It's buying it, cleaning it up, making it look nice, make sure it all runs, play a game on it for a couple of hours, see if there's any issues, and then popping it up and selling it. I have done this before to buy bigger bulk things, so it's definitely a method that does work if you are in an area that you can get that stuff from. The area I'm in has got a decent focus on video games, so there is a lot available on Facebook. But you know, if you live in the middle of Australia, that's probably not going to be a case. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this haul, and I'll see you next time. Until then, enjoy your gaming.